Welcome back to Mrs. Beauchesne's art room. Today we're going to learn how to make tessellation art. You're going to need a 4x4 piece of paper, a pencil, scissors, tape, a larger piece of paper, and something to color with, either colored pencils or markers. You'll want to take your 4x4 piece of paper and you're going to write the word part, P-A-R-T, in the corner. So I just wrote P-A-R, and T is my last one. Now I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to draw a line from the top of my paper to the bottom. It can be a wiggly line, it can be a zigzag line. You're going to have to cut it, so you want to make it pretty simple. And I'm doing the same thing to the other side. So one going from top to bottom, one line going from side to side. Now I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut on that line. I need to cut it perfectly. I can't have any pieces of paper that are jagged that I all of a sudden cut off, because then my tessellation won't work. You need to have every single piece of paper that the 4x4 square came with. So you can't cut any pieces of paper off of it. So go really, really slow and cut right on your lines. Okay, now that all of my lines have been cut, I'm going to put it back where it says part again, and now I'm going to rearrange it where it's going to say trap. So your letters are going to be right next to each other when you rearrange it. So now I have it where it says trap, and I'm going to tape it together, and that is going to be what I'm going to use to create my tessellation. So I'm going to use this as a sliding tessellation. Now you can see that I have a little bit of it is coming, it's shifting the bottom part where it's says A and P, it's a little bit shifted over. So I am going to shift that and I'm going to move it to where I want it, even though trap isn't perfectly lined up. I'm going to shift it more so that I make my tessellation a little bit easier. Now that my shape is all taped together, I'm ready to create my tessellation. I want to put my shape to the upper left-hand corner with a little bit of my shape coming off the edge, and then I'm going to go ahead and trace it. Now that I've traced my first shape, I'm going to just slide my shape over, and I'm going to match it up with the curves that I have from my first one, and I'm going to trace my shape again. So I don't need to draw those lines on the curve again, so I'm just going to trace it where I haven't drawn yet. This is the slide method for creating a tessellation, so I'm going to repeat this step until I've filled my whole paper. I'm going to go across, and then I'm going to slide my shape to go below my first one, and I'm going to match it up that way as well until my whole paper is filled. Now that I've finished drawing my tessellation, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take a permanent marker and I'm going to trace on top of all of my lines. Now that I'm done outlining, I need to figure out what my shape looks like. It can be an animal, it can be a cartoon character. I'm going to spin my paper a couple times just to see if anything comes to mind. It actually took me about a half an hour to figure out what my shape looks like. I looked at it a bunch of different ways, and I've come up with a dragon. So I'm going to take my tracer that I've made, that first piece of paper, and I'm going to draw my dragon on there. Now that I've completed drawing my dragon on my stencil that I've made, I'm going to set that off to the side and I'm going to draw a dragon on one of the shapes of my paper. I don't want to pick a shape that's already coming halfway off the paper. I want to pick a full one for the first one that I'm going to do. So I'm going to draw my dragon, outline it with permanent marker, and then I'm going to color it. Now that I've completed my dragon on my first shape, I'm going to do that to my next shape. I'm going to draw it, outline it, color it, but I'm going to make each dragon a little bit different. I'm going to color them a different color. I'm going to put a little bit different features on each one, and I'm going to repeat that and do it on every single shape on my paper. Now that I've reached the bottom of my picture, I've noticed that I missed part of my tracing on there. So I'm going to take the tracer that I made from the beginning and I'm going to line it up into those spots and I'm going to retrace. So if you noticed, I've missed drawing part of the head on there. So I'm just going to retrace that right there, re-outline it in permanent marker, and continue on with my drawing. for watching this video. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel.